We've got 2 markets this coming weekend, 3 gorgeous headbands. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here and this is your first time stopping by, welcome. I'm so glad you've decided to join us today. My name's Trisha. I own Golden Bottle Designs, which is a hair accessory business based in Sydney, Australia. And in this video, I'm going to take you through a few days in my life while I prep for a weekend of markets. We've got 2 markets this coming weekend, and this comes after a really busy weekend of the markets. We had 2 markets last weekend. We've sold out on a bunch of stuff. If you want to see a few clips from that market and the rundown of it, I will leave a link to that video in the description box below. It's just the one right before this video. And we've got 2 more markets the following weekend, or the coming weekend. One market's a massive, I believe it's an 8-hour market. It's one of the longest ones we do. It's a new location. I have vended with these event organizers before. They do a few around Sydney, and this particular location is a brand new one for me. I didn't realize it was going to be a long day. It's usually a 5 to 9 sort of situation that they have going. However, this one's a 12 to 8, so starts at midday, goes on till 8 in the evening. So it should be interesting. So because we've come back off an absolutely crazy market weekend and we're going straight into another double market weekend, I have a lot of product to make. My approach for this particular week of prep is going to be a little different. Today is Wednesday, and I'm starting the video on a Wednesday, which leaves me 2.5 days-ish of prep. That's today, tomorrow, and the day after. I'm going to start off the day by just packing a couple of orders that I have received through Etsy, and once that's done, we'll kick off our market prep for the week. I don't know if I've mentioned it here, but on Etsy, we've got a whole bunch of headbands that used our original wires that are still up. Those ones are highly discounted at the moment. So if you're looking at getting some trial headbands, the ones that have the original wire, go ahead, check them out. They're up there right now. And one order took advantage of the sale and got 3 gorgeous headbands. These are the 3 that are going in it. Only thing for you to bear in mind is with the original wire, you won't necessarily get a very firm bunny ear sort of look if you're looking at styling your headbands that way. As long as you're looking at a little rosette or tucking the ends inside, these headbands are absolutely brilliant. I still use a lot of these even to this day because I just like the prints that were available back then, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with them. It's just that we've moved on to a slightly better wire. So if you're looking at taking advantage of that fact, those headbands are on there right now. So this week I'm going to approach our prep slightly differently. I know I usually do like colors or like products all together, but because of the variety of stuff that I need to get done for the markets this weekend, if I do that, I'm very likely going to miss out on a lot of work that needs to get done. So I'm going to break it down into smaller, more achievable goals so that I have at least a little bit to replenish stock for the weekend. 2 extremely important tasks or goals that I have to meet this weekend before I do anything else are scrunchies. 2 types. The gorgeous little fluffy fabric that I picked up a few weeks ago. I've shown you that in a previous fabric haul. And a few satin scrunchies. I am ridiculously low on satins, especially the more popular colors. Guys, I am out of black in every single product that I have. I'm out of black in my satin scrunchies, skinny, regulars, as well as extra larges. I am out of black in my wire headbands. There's one, I've got one left, and that's usually one of my most black is usually one of my go-tos. Even if people pick up on other colors, they usually tend to add black into the order because black goes with pretty much everything. So I'm out of that. I am fresh out of black even for our stretchy headbands. So I'm going to have to work on a few blacks, to say the least. Yeah, but first thing, like I said, is to target those scrunchies. Here's what I'm thinking. Since these were easier to reach at, these are the colors that I'm going to be working on. You've seen them in that haul before. So 4 of these colors, they are perfect for winter. I mean, I reckon you can wear them any time of the year really, but they just feel nice and cozy for this time of the year. What I'm also going to be doing is topping up other colors of our velvet range. These have suddenly gotten so popular. I've sold out of all of these colors. I have a few of the maroon because that was done for the advent calendars and I made a few extras then. So I've got a few of those already ready to go. But this weekend, these sort of fabrics were really popular. So I'm going to work on restocking these first and then I'll move on to the satin scrunchies. I might cut out all the scrunchies that I need at one go. I'm not sure. I think I'll just stick to my original plan and do one little mini goal at a time, and I'll see how that works. Morning everyone, today is Thursday. It's a little later in the morning than I would have liked. It's about 10:30 now, but I did have a very productive morning. I've spent the morning scheduling some social media posts as well as starting work on editing last week's video that'll go up before you see this one, of course. And let me show you where I got up to yesterday. So after I finished cutting out all those scrunchy fabrics, I managed to stitch some of them up. Not a lot, not as much as I would have expected. For some reason that sewing process took so long yesterday. I'm not sure why, but I'm going to continue this morning and continue and spend this morning sewing the rest of them so that I can finish those off today. That's my goal for the day, is finish off the rest of those scrunchies as well. We'll see how I go. Before we get to sewing, we're just going to open up this box. I've already cut the seal open. I know what's coming because that's one of the only things I'd ordered for last week, and that is some new bags. We've switched over to a white this time around. I want to just trial them and see how they look, how they feel. I didn't switch over mainly for the color, but I found these cheaper online, and these are the original ones that I use. These are the newer ones. So like you can see, they're a little shorter but a little broader, and they should work just as well for me. So if I can drop my cost of packaging down a little, you can bet that I'm going to try and do it. And they look quite nice. The stickers also will do really well. They look quite nice and they're nice and light. The fact that I have to carry all of these to the markets, this is going to lighten our load a little bit over the weekends. So that was one package that we got yesterday. And there's another one that's coming, but I'm not going to show you just yet what that is. That's one of the new products that I'm hoping to release in another week or so. So most likely I'll have that included either towards the end of the video when I work on those products, or it will be in the next vlog that you see. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you've subscribed to the channel and turn on notifications by clicking on that little bell icon so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. And for those of you who are new here and may not have seen some previous videos, we are so close to 1,000 subscribers. I've decided to do a little Q&A video once we cross that 1,000 subscriber mark. So if you've got any questions for me, feel free to leave that as a comment below and I'll include that in my upcoming Q&A video. So I'm going to get started with work for the day, and we're going to start off by sewing up some of those scrunchies. These fabrics might feel excellent, but they're literally the fabric from hell when it comes to fluff. I am covered in fibers and I had to break out the mask because I just couldn't stop sneezing. But with the mask on, it is so much better. So couple of more colors done. I still have 2 more colors to go, and I'm quickly gonna go grab lunch and continue after. Okay, so the rest of these are all done, and that's all of the scrunchies sewn up. I'm going to take the rest of the afternoon to edit the video that's going to get uploaded today. I've already got a head start on it. There's just a few bits and pieces to finish off, and well, for me it is today, for you it'll be the previous one that you've seen. But yeah, that's what's on the agenda for today, and once that's done, I'll look at continuing work on these scrunchies because I would really like to finish at least a few of them. I think I've got about 9 of each color at the moment. I won't need all 9 this weekend, so at least I'm going to start off with the few that I'm going to need for this 2-day period because there's 2 markets over the weekend. And the rest I can finish off next week if I don't have the time tomorrow, because I would also like to get a few more bows done before the market. We sold a few and that little bow display that I'd set up is looking a little scant, so I'm hoping to get a few more made. But first priority is to get the video done and uploaded. Morning everyone, it is Friday. It's 1 day before our double weekend market. Did I get as much done as I was hoping to? Not really. I was hoping to get a lot more done, but I'll catch you up with what I was up to yesterday. I've got the elastic put through. Now for this batch of scrunchies, I've decided to trial a slightly different method. So I put the elastic without turning them over, and up to this stage, I find that it is saving me a little time. I tried one out yesterday and they kind of unfurl to the right side out fairly easily. With this method, I think I'm saving time putting that elastic through, as well as it's going to be easier for me to stitch this through on the machine. So that's what I did yesterday, and it helped this process go so much quicker. I'll show you a detailed process video the next time I sit down to make scrunchies, which should probably be 1 or 2 videos from now. For now, I'm going to move on to the next stage, which is stitching up the elastic, turning them inside out and finishing them off with the final seam. I'm hoping to get this finished in the morning. In the afternoon, I've got a little kitchen session planned. I'm going to do a little bit of meal prep for the weekend because I know market days are really hard and it's really easy to fall into the trap of just going out for lunch and dinner thereafter. So I'm going to get a couple of meals done this afternoon. And once that's done, I really have to get a few satin scrunchies made. I have no black, like you might have seen in my previous video or heard at the start of the video. I'm not sure if I mentioned it there, but I'm completely sold out of all of my blacks. So I have to put together a few blacks, potentially a few whites and pink. So that's what the plan is for the day. If I get a little more time, I'm going to try and whip up a few bows, but that's not really on my priority list. These are the things that I need to get done. So I'm going to stop talking really quickly and get started with my work for the day. So this is future editing Trisha on, and I just realized that I forgot to show you how much I got up to for the week. So we actually managed to finish all of these gorgeous scrunchies off in time for the market. I just snipped the threads of whatever I needed to take along and took to the markets. And yeah, now I'm going to include a few clips that I managed to capture of the market this weekend. So enjoy. Morning everyone. Despite it being a cold, grey, wet morning, we're finally set up at Richmond. and the weather is meant to clear out a little bit as the morning progresses. So according to the forecast, by about 10 o'clock it's supposed to start clearing up, so I'm looking forward to that. I'll take you around the booth, show you what it looks like, and not much has changed. Just a few placements have changed because of potential rain. This morning I did not carry the tripod along and I did not film the setup because that process is pretty much the same. However, if you would like to continue seeing the whole setup process in upcoming videos, just leave me a comment and let me know. I didn't do it today because also it was really wet, the ground was damp. I did not want to risk damaging the tripod or potentially the camera as well, which is why I did not film it. But I'll show you around, show you what everything looks like. So we are down the very end. It has started to drizzle, so I'm just going to quickly pan around. We managed to get an extension for our spinner. I've got another length that I can extend it by, but because the ground is wet, I've continued to place it on that table. But this in itself fits all of the headbands that we've got. Morning everyone, it is Sunday and we're on our way to our second market of the weekend. It's a gorgeous day, the skies are blue. Turn the camera on and show you what it looks like. I'm so relieved that at least weather-wise it's going to be a fantastic day. We had loud music playing in the background, so I've switched over to a voiceover mode, but have a look at what a gorgeous day this turned out to be. And here's a quick look at what our stall layout was like on this day. We have the scrunchies on the outside, followed by the twist headbands, the bows, which on this day I put on a little felt frame, and that works so much better compared to having it just sit flat on the table. We had our ear warmers out, followed by the wire headbands, and lastly the bows on the outside. On this day it was super windy, so that bow display of mine was not the most stable. I'm really going to have to rethink that display. This is just me wrapped in about 100 layers of clothing because it was absolutely freezing once the sun went down. Anyway, we had our night lights on and I was quite happy with how well the stall was lit up with these two lights. This is what it looked like. Everything was nice and visible. We had to move the big scrunchy board inside to make sure that it was lit up as well. Alright, so quick recap of our markets last weekend. Last weekend was absolutely freezing. Both the markets did alright. They were not great, but they were not bad at the same time, given the weather conditions. Saturday was rainy. It started out cold, wet and grey, and I was really hoping the weather would clear up. It did stop raining, but it was still overcast and cloudy through most of the day. And there was a little bit of a breeze blowing as well. So that meant that it was absolutely freezing that day. Given these weather conditions, we did all right at the market. It wasn't too bad, but it wasn't one of our best ones there either. But that's completely okay. We got to meet a lot of wonderful people. I met one of my YouTube viewers, Dom, and her gorgeous greyhound Reuben. So Dom, if you're watching, hi, thanks for stopping by. It was so lovely catching up with you. And to this day, I find it so unreal that I actually get to meet people in person, those that have seen my YouTube videos or seen me on social media, because I'm still extremely small on all of these platforms. So if you found us through social media or YouTube, don't hesitate to come up and say hi. You might encounter a very socially awkward me, but I appreciate your support and a catch up. At Richmond, we also found a beautiful little family run place that does Japanese and Korean food. So after that freezing morning, we went in and got some ramen over there. I've taken a couple of pictures. I'll insert that for you. This is our second time visiting that place. Both the times the food was really great. I can't wait to go and try a little more of what they have to offer. Okay, on to Sunday. Sunday was a really long day for me. bump in was at 10 in the morning. The market went on from 12 to 8. Mind you, this market sort of changed its timings after we'd booked in, so it was meant to be a 4 to 8 sort of market. They changed it to start at noon, so that was 12 to 8. So really long market day. And in the past I've done one of these and I found that the day was too long, at least for me, and I had decided not to do such long markets. But because this was a last minute change, I'd already booked in, I'd already paid and all of that, I decided to just go ahead and do the market nevertheless. Again, there was a lot of interest in our products. There was so much of interest in the bows. I have sold out of a lot of the colors. I'm going to have to sit and top up that collection again. So we had a couple of requests on both days for very specific styles. So I'm going to look at working on those styles in maybe the coming week and hopefully have them ready to go by the next weekend. Fingers crossed. And that's about it. That was another weekend of markets for you. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It helps our video get pushed out to like-minded folks like you and me who enjoy these sort of videos, this sort of content. And yeah, if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to my channel and click on that little bell icon so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Thanks again for joining today. I'll see you really soon in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.